We're beginning in Albany, where day one of jury deliberations in the murder trial of Pablo Cruz has wrapped up for the day. Cruz is accused of driving drunk, hitting a biker while taking police on a high-speed chase nearly 2 years ago. Kimberly Howard has been at the Albany County Court all day, and she joins us live now to recap what happened in court today. Kimberly, what was it like?
Liz, the jury deliberated for about an hour before calling it a day, and we also spoke with the family of the victim. And while they say they're obviously hoping for Pablo Cruz to be convicted of that most serious charge, which is second-degree murder, they say nothing can make up for all they've lost.
I want justice to be served, and that's all I ask for.
It's a small request from the family of Paul Merges Jr., a man investigators say was killed after being hit on his bicycle by this white pickup truck. The driver leading police on a 20-minute chase and still not stopping, despite the victim's body hanging from his ladder rack the entire time.
Somebody's father, somebody's son is hanging off his roof rack, bloody and looking at him. And he kept going.
But the defense says before all this chaos, the street was dark. Merges wasn't in the bike lane, and he was dressed in dark clothing.
My argument is that Pablo Cruz never saw that bicyclist.
And even though blood alcohol tests show Pablo Cruz was legally drunk, the defense says it was an accident. He was scared, but not a murderer.
There's no testimony that this white truck smashed into other vehicles, drove on the sidewalk.
It's a different picture painted by the prosecution.
For 20 minutes, the defendant drove with Paul Merges' mangled body trapped in the ladder rack of his truck.
Assistant District Attorney Mary Richer says Cruz showed no regard for human life, not only as he refused to pull over to see if Merges was alive, but as he wove through a swarm of police cars.
The defendant didn't care about anyone but himself that night. He had one mission only, and that was to get home without getting pulled over by the police.
As dash cam video shows, Cruz was eventually stopped. The engine of his truck blew, but the damage to this family already done.
Pablo Cruz, you can't do anything to him comparable to what happened to my husband and the damage he's done to Paul's children. My children.
Jury deliberations will continue tomorrow, and although we could have a verdict by that time, any possible sentencing for Pablo Cruz would not happen until a later date. I also want to mention that Cruz could appeal any sort of guilty verdict, but again, that would not happen until a later date. For now, we're live outside the Albany County Courthouse. Kimberly Howard, CBS 6 News.